Now they're also smart and also cocky. Oh, Jesus Christ, everyone has his image in their house. What did you do to him when he was alive? No one followed, no one cared. What did you do to him? Out of fear, out of your mortal, fearful human ego, the desire for power. And then again, a bunch of white men took his teachings and turned it into a controlling religion. He was a divine masculine, working with his divine feminine on his side, in equality, in divine love. What did people turn her into? It's not a rewarding path. Don't expect applaud. Everything I said, but you're strong enough to walk that path. We don't do it for the applaud. We do it for the humanity. Why? Because we are humanity. We're all one. Those who walk this path, we understand. We see ourselves in another. Helping others is like helping ourselves. It's collectively, right? We're all one, ultimately. Okay, we have peacock, and that's paired with that mouse. I feel the guidance for you is, more than anything, please try this next month, but from next month further on as well. There are certain things I feel that when they come in, they trigger you. So you may need a little bit of purge, a little bit of clearance. This is why they started to show you the deeper meaning of spirituality, right? That life is truly neutral, that everything that exists is because it has a reason for existing. And many people, I'm hearing not just the healer wound, but the unfairness wound, that it's injustice, sorry. Brain fog, the injustice wound, that it's a very difficult wound to overcome. We never start from this wound. When someone comes for healing, we address abandonment, we address betrayal, we address rejection. That wound is sort of a final thing that we work on, because it's the one that, in order to heal it, we really need to understand neutrality of life. There is no bad and evil. These people are not bad, they're just lost, right? Everything is neutral. It's just different density. It's just our human mind that deems certain things bad and good, and in reality, for sake of a karmic wheel, they all have to exist. I feel like because we have that that reactiveness, that sometimes things happen in life, and because you're starting to awaken and realize that certain things are just an illusion of the matrix, you get ignited and you start like, oh my god, like all these things that are happening in the world. But the job of a healer is not, the true healer community talks about it all the time. Atrocities that are happening in this world, the more we talk about them, the more we actually feed the energetic field of fear of these things, right? All we can do is to work on ourselves, to refuse to accept that they exist. And this does not mean not react, not take action if you can. Whatever is it that you can do, can help, reach out, right? But blabbing about it and talking about it, it only feeds the mentality of fear. So I feel you still in life, you need to learn to digest certain things. Just accept that things just are. Life just is, right? And we just flow through it, kind of. And it's not always... the more you're going to go down... Yes, I've mentioned it's a difficult thing to balance. Yes, we have to go down to the darkness of this world, but to feel it, to integrate it, and to give love to the darkness, to put some light into the darkness, not to fear it and to deny it and to, right? It would make sense if this is really your reading and this whole reading landed. I feel this collective, it's you're one of those people that you're starseed, you're healer, you're light worker, but you're not going to be directly working with people in the way I do, for example, right? So like that spiritual teacher, but you're going to be emitting that. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing, emitting that healing energy just through being authentic, for saying no to people who are talking bullshit, through awakening their mind, through not just following the matrix, the celebrities, the politicians, the right, but just like, no, what are you talking about? Think, feel into it from a different perspective. Don't just use your logic. Don't just use your mind. Use your intuition. We're numbed from our intuition. So I feel like you're meant to understand certain concepts, but not necessarily like go very, 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 very deep, but deep enough to embody them and to understand that we are locked away from our spirit, from our essence, from our soul, from our intuition, and we're taught to just think logically in your mind. Your mind should just be a servant. Your mind doesn't know how to rule because your mind is bound by this physical world, limited physical world. That is just an illusion ultimately, right? Feel into it. Don't listen to what the doctor told you, just like, right? Yes, maybe. Don't listen to what this expert told you. Yes, they may be right. But in whatever is it that they said, trust your intuition. If your immediate reaction is, then don't do it, okay? If your immediate reaction is, yes, I think it's a good advice, then follow it. Then do it. It's the forever student. Right? You are awakening from I'm hearing from the winter of life overall, generically. I'm gonna do a couple of these and then we're gonna, but there's some clearance and there's some purge that still needs to happen. We're gonna see what happens next month, that month of the worm, which is gonna be a very beautiful month for you. But I wanna do 5 of these for more guidance. Practice mindfulness, very beautiful. Divination, that's interesting. Maybe you are ancestrally connected to a divination tool. You're a magical soul, this collective. You're a magical soul. You have a beautiful lineage. There's a reason I was, but it's your path to, it's your dharmic path to walk Christ consciousness. We have the root chakra. We were talking about this, remember, about the stability, security. I was hearing root chakra before. Given that it's paired with that vulture, maybe there is a little clearance, a little attunement that you need to do on your root. Maybe you need to feel into the shadows around your root, do a little work on your root. It is responsible for your sense of safety, security, true foundation in life. And we were talking about this before in previous part for you, for this collective. We have patience, my dear. And what I was hearing with this one, I cannot pick it up, number 53. What I was hearing with this one, with patience, is that you have to accept, there's a reason I was mentioning Joshua, Christ consciousness, giving you the examples that you're not going to get a fruit basket for all the good things that you do, right? But there are 2 things that I want to mention. One is you have to understand that one of the role of the healers is to remove the urgency, because the urgency is what comes from the mortal ego, from the system, that we want it all, we want it now, we want the advice online to be 2 minutes, give it to me quick, I want it right, I want to get it, I want to have the results. Relax. Thing that society needs to do these days is just to relax, right? Relax, patience, and you may not actually see fruits of every beautiful thing that you will create, the ripple effect, the domino effect that you will create every day as a healer. In your lifetime, you may not. But again, it's what I said, we're not here for it. Be patient with yourself, be patient with others. I feel like that calmness and patience is something that you need to practice. And the other thing that, because I was hearing the other thing. What was I hearing? Hold on, let me think. I can't remember. There was a video that I've done and I wanted to tell you to watch it because I've talked about something about patience in that video, having patience with yourself, with others. If it comes to me, I'll put it on a screen and like additional information. We have Run Free, which is a beautiful card as well. It's freedom. It's not, I kind of want to read this card too. And that's on top of that. Listen to your intuition. Remove the monkey mind. Remove the lizard brain. Remove the programming. Remove what we're told to follow. Pay attention to mass media, social media. No. Run free. You are perfect and whole just the way you are. Your value does not depend on the amount of people you have in your life or whether you are or aren't in a partnership. You need no one to complete you or accompany you on your journey. When we are healed and free of codependency, we embody the energy of a lone wolf. We feel equally fulfilled and complete on our own, as in healthy relationships. Our choices and emotional state do not depend on others or on their approval. We know who we are and we know our path, and we are ready to walk it regardless of who chooses to follow along. Become the embodiment of true freedom and independence. I feel, because we were talking about this so much and I was channeling it so heavily, it's going to be part of your path to remove the external. People may not understand what you talk about. Maybe you're going to have to compress and shrink your environment to maybe one person that actually is a true friend that you know, and the rest, you're going to be interacting with people that you will be meant to be the beacon of light in their life, to create that domino effect that you will never see. And there's a reason I was also mentioning that volume. You have to change, and I feel like you will be the part of it. There's also the reason I was talking about the competition, like sports, right? I feel like you part of your path will be to teach people that true success, as we understand success now, it's distorted. It's a distortion of a matrix to control us. Our success doesn't depend on the amount of followers and people who know of us, the amount of money that we have. They want us to think that way. So we follow people who have the most followers and the most money. But it's actually the system who controls that. It's the system who controls who's the millionaire who has those followers. If you believe in the randomness of algorithm, oh my God, wake up. It's the system. It's the most famous people, they're either on it, like Jay-Z, or they're puppet masters. They're puppets in the hands of puppet masters. They don't know what's going on, but they do exactly what's some manipulative way they're being told to do by the elites who rule this world so that other people follow them. What do you want me to say? Divination. I was hearing, my hair is crazy, sorry, I can't figure it out. I was hearing that that maybe you are linked to a specific divination through your lineage. You know how I always highlight to you guys that divination tools are sacred tools. They're supposed to be respected, they're supposed to be cherished, they're supposed to be used by awakened people. I don't feel, to be honest, what I'm hearing is that you're not meant to work with divination tool with others. For example, like myself, I do tarot, I read tarot, I use dosing rods and sessions, but it's something that you're meant to connect to use it for yourself. Feel into it. They're showing me many things, so maybe it's the runa stones, maybe it's the pendulum, herbalism as well for some of you. Whatever resonates, feel into it. And we have practiced mindfulness. So be more and more mindful, because through mindfulness we learn. For being in the moment, in our body, in our emotion, we learn ourselves, we learn others. It's a beautiful, beautiful practice. All right, let's see what's coming next month for you. Which one did I wanted to? Where's my oracle? Oh, here. Hold on. Where's my tarot? There it is. All right. What's coming in the month of warm month for you? That's beautiful. Again, your second card is the Emperor. Wow. And you have some cards that are doubled, and tarot decks, you know, there's a lot of cards in there. Out of 78 cards, you have 3 same cards for your 2 spreads. So the same one as the Emperor, so it's the masculine energy. Remember what we mentioned, the stability, the security, the sense of safety within yourself. We have the Moon, which is the subconscious mind, which is the shadows, which is your intuition as well. And we have High Priestess. Beautiful. You had High Priestess as well. It's paired with Two of Pentacles. They came through together. All right, I feel this month will really bring a very beautiful new beginning for you. We have Ace of Pentacles, which is a very, very prosperous card when we talk about opportunities, when we talk about finances. So it may be, and we have Three of Wands as well with the Emperor. I feel like it may be that you're gonna, when it comes to your career or your finances, that you're gonna escalate, that you're gonna start a new journey, that you're gonna be granted some sort of a gift, whether that's a promotion or another extra source of income. I feel like they want to grant you a little bit of that physical stability so you can actually work on yourself, so you can actually, oftentimes it happens that way, you know, that those of us who are meant to focus on creating that ripple effect, being that beacon of light, we have to do a lot of work on ourselves, hard work, hard energetic work, especially the divine feminine. We can't be hustling with like 2 jobs and physical jobs, right? And doing that. So we have to be quite flexible. We have to be quite abundant, especially that, you know, part of being a divine feminine. I feel like this collective, most of you are females, but maybe not necessarily, I'm hearing. But if you are, those of you who are in fact females, part of, I just can't figure out this hair that is sticking out all the time. Part of our path of awakening is to sync ourselves with the cycles of our body and the cycles of Mother Earth. It's very important. True divine feminine, we're not here to perform, okay? So we're not here to work a 9 to 5 kind of a job every day. We're here to hibernate and rest in the winter. We're here to release when we are on our period. We're here to have moments of peak and energy and creation, and moments of rest and release and softness, right? So it's very important to have the environment to be able to do that. So I feel like there's something coming your way, something quite exciting, something quite, we're going to do another row to clarify, that will help you to build a little bit of that stability, to feel a little bit more empowered, a little bit more safe, so you can drop into that feminine. We have the Moon with the High Priestess, very feminine energy. So even for those of you who are male, resonating with this session, with this reading, I feel like you're going to be granted something that will help you to, men as well need to tap into their inner feminine energy, the emotion, the intuition, the softness, the connection to higher self. And we have Two of Pentacles, which is beautiful because this is about proper balance. So I feel there's going to be some things that they're going to bring into your attention and physically into your life as well to help you balance certain things, so you don't have to hustle that much, so you don't have to struggle that much, so you can focus on things that are really important in life, that self-discovery, becoming that healer, learning what it really means to be that healer. There's a sense of harmony and balance being introduced into your life, which actually makes sense because as we opened this session, I said to you guys that warm month is all about balancing. We've been shedding, we've been releasing, we've been decluttering, we've been removing, and now we're sort of we're being brought to that new life within that new persona that we're becoming. And it's this month again that is the last month of winter, first month of the year, that we find a little bit of balance. We plant seeds, we prepare. So I feel there's gonna be something. Let's do another row. Whoop. Justice. Balance as well. I'm hearing something rightfully yours. So don't question it if it comes. Hold on. Okay. What? Too many. What is going on in here? Page of Wands, one more. All right, so we have this energy of something coming in, right? Something destined, something that is rightfully yours. So don't doubt it. I feel like it's coming because you have been standing in your inner truth. You have been embodying the authentic self. We talked about this from the beginning, right? You're standing in a really beautiful energy. You're no longer pretending that you are someone who you're not. You're no longer staying quiet and silence out of the fear that people will not understand, or that this is not your place, or that you may suffer some consequences because of something that you said. You're really living and embodying your truth. You cleared enough of karma. I feel like you would be someone who did a lot of work, self-work, and in the physical as well, in that year of snake, in that year of shedding, in that year of really allowing parts of ourselves in our lives that are no longer serving, just to die, just to let them go. So I feel you've cleared a lot of karma, and this is why now you're gonna be given that gift to really feel more secure, fear more stable. I feel like it's going to be around money, finances, and career. However, I feel that there is something, I kind of want to do one more for that Nine of Wands, but I feel that you still, it's going to start, it's going to begin, but you have to, again, practice patience. Understand that there are certain things that you may be not understanding. You need to just surrender to this process, right? Maybe it will sort of start but not fully come into fruition. That's what I'm hearing. So make sure you stand in your strength. Make sure you, so maybe there's going to be a proposition, but then there's going to be a couple of months that it's kind of like you're not going to be sure. Like, so it's going to start, you're going to have some conversations, and then it's not going to be fixed, it's not going to be grounded, right? That's what I'm hearing. So make sure you stand your ground, you stand in your boundaries, you stand in your power, you stand in your inner truth, you're staying true to yourself in process of, maybe there's going to be like some sort, I'm hearing it may be a detail for some of you, some sort of opportunity offer, a job offer, and there's going to be a couple of good weeks or months of negotiation, and it's going to be part of that test. So are you going to fall into saying, yeah, okay, I'll do it because it's going to bring me money and security? Like, no, this is not really how I see it. I would see it differently because it doesn't resonate with my truth, with what I want to do in this world, right? However big or small this opportunity will be, that's what I'm hearing. I want to do one more, like I said, for that Nine of Wands. I feel like two are going to come out. The Hierophant. First thing I heard with this was conditioning. It may be as well. We have a lot of very strong masculine energy here, right? We have the Emperor, we have King of Swords, the Hierophant. So I feel whatever that's going to come your way, it's going to bring structure, it's going to bring security, it's going to bring stability into your life. But I feel as well, teacher. There was a reason I was hearing, it may be, again, remember, when it's a collective, those little details may not resonate with everyone, but there's a reason I was hearing that teacher, that school, remember? So maybe you'll get an offer to become a teacher, to, teach future generations something. But I feel, as I was hearing conditioning, I feel like there may be something, shadow at the bottom of the deck. I feel like there may be something that they will want you maybe to cave a little bit to the standards, to the conditioning, and it's going to be a test for you. Are you ready to say, you know what, no, Let's don't do it that way. The world is changing. We're changing. We have to adjust. You know, we have to allow. I don't know why I'm hearing children, or like, again, it may be school for some of you, but if it's not, I feel like you're gonna have to stand up for yourself to say, no, let's do it the way that resonates more with my truth, with my beliefs, with spirit. And I sort of feel into like two themes in that upcoming month. So one related to the opportunity, to that work, to that career thing, and the other to the fact that you are feeling more and more into your feminine side. You're balancing, you're understanding better. What does it mean? Inner feminine, inner masculine, right? The yin and yang. What really stands for that feminine energy. And you will just have to surrender to it. Surrender to it. Feminine energy is very intense, it's very deep, it's the feeling of the emotion, is the going with the flow, it's listening to intuition even if it doesn't make sense to the logical mind. And sometimes when we're not yet balanced, these feminine things can burden us. This is why so many people silence it, right? So you just, there's a reason I was as well talking to you about the darkness, going in, not being afraid of the darkness, not being afraid of our fears, of our emotions, of the depths of our emotions. So it may be that on a sort of a growth, personal, spiritual level, you will tap into that feminine side. Some maybe shadows, some emotions, suppressed emotions will come to the surface. Maybe something will come to you in a dream, I just heard. And you will just have to surrender to it. You will just have to feel into it. Allow the burden to be naturally released. All right. That's it for this session. That's all for today. I hope it was helpful. You're a truly magical person, human being, soul. I hope you know that. I hope you surrender to your mission. If you ever need guidance and you feel guided towards and resonate with my energy, link is in my bio to sign up for a session. And yeah, I will see you soon.